Hello, Pisces. Thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using a new deck I just got. It's the Thelma Tarot, and it's by Renata Lechner, I believe. I had to pull out a card. For some reason, it's not on the box who it's by, but there it is. And the Magical Spells cards by Lucy Cavendish for the Oracle cards. I do like that deck. I got an Oracle card for the holiday too, but it's Halloween. and I like it, but I'm like, people might not be in the mood for Halloween, so I decided not to use that. Alright, let's see what we got. Start with relationship first, single second, and the Oracle cards come out as needed. These are very... At the bottom you have the Six of Swords. This is an interesting version of this. The Six of Swords at the bottom. For you, I'm kind of feeling like it's kind of like a longing for somebody that you left behind. So that must be... Clearly this is a relationship read, but something about another person or somebody else who's affecting your relationship. There's a little bit of a longing there. It doesn't have to be romantic, but we'll find out. Glamour. Glamour a lot of times is trying to show something that you're not really feeling or something that's not really true. That's how I view it. Usually for good reason. Like if you're not really happy with somebody, but you're at a social event, you don't want to make an issue of it, you just kind of act like everything's okay. To me, that's a glamour. Sometimes trying to pull off, having more money than you actually do, that's considered like a glamour sometimes. I don't know why I'm getting into this because usually it comes out as it goes. Because on this card, literally, it looks like glamour's like the glitz and wine and diamonds and other stuff, but that's not what I'm thinking that's talking about right now. Now, missing somebody who's gone in the glamour. See, that fits your partner. This is where your partner is standing. The Ten of Swords with the joy, which, again, this very much speaks of that glamour. Somebody who's feeling very devastated and very upset, but on the outside, everything seems great. They're all happy. They're going from one thing to the next. They're just like maybe socially active or just going from party to party, that type of feel. They're constantly involved, keeping busy, acting like everything's fine, but in honesty, they have the Ten of Swords where they're devastated about what's gone on. And I'm getting like this black rose feeling here with this too. Not that I don't know if those are black roses or not. At the bottom there, I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if they're really black roses or not. But to me, it feels like somebody is out of their life at the very least. They're missing somebody. There's somebody who is affecting them. They're not around. They're missing somebody. And this could be as little as just somebody has moved away or their role in their life isn't what it used to be. It could be as little as that, but they're feeling a big change in their life. And I'm feeling something. I'm going to look and score some out. It's bothering them, though. It's definitely... The Ten of Swords, that's usually... That's no joke, I guess is what I'm supposed to say. That's devastation. But the joy, like trying to act like everything is great, that reminds me of the glamour. Like to me, that's exactly what glamour is. Feeling one thing but showing something else. Now, we're going right to this. And I have to admit, I'm not used to this deck completely yet, but I'm just going to go with what I'm getting. Like, I feel like you're trying to protect... I'm getting... My first instinct is you're trying to protect yourself, and I'm trying not to say that, and I'm kind of questioning why. Your partner seems to be doing well, but I feel like you're aware that it's just on the outside. On the inside, they're not happy. But I feel like you're trying to avoid something. See, and I'm getting like rough energy here. What are you trying to avoid? Like almost like you're worried that they're gonna blame you for something. I don't think that. Well, partly. Or they're gonna take it out on you if it comes forward about how they're really feeling. It's better to let them, put forth that joy that you know isn't true, because if you try to get them to deal with not being happy, that could be quite the situation. This is towards the future. We're kind of jumping around, and I'm wondering why. This is where this is going. Like you're gonna get to a point where you're just trying to make sure that they're. I feel like you're trying to keep it going. You're trying to keep them happy, almost like if you give them a chance. Like you don't want to drag them down, him or her, they, however that works. You don't want to drag them down. But I do feel you're active. I get that. Spiritually, you got the Page of Wands. See, this is definitely fire in this deck, which I very much like. You're looking at it and you're just trying to be like, you're active in it. You're not just looking at it, you're active in it, but you're trying to make sure that you try to help them stay in that good mood is what I'm getting. And your challenge card is the Ten of Wands. I feel like you're trying to take on some of the burdens here because you're looking at the situation, you don't want to drag your partner down. But you do want the situation to actually get better and not just stagnate or just be, just linger in a negative state for them. But I'm getting you have the opinion, like if you just keep them going, you help them do what they want, you don't force them to deal with something they don't want to deal with, that it'll work itself out in time. I'm thinking you're looking at this in the sense of like it's going to take some time anyway. It's just going to take some time for the adjustment. Almost like there's nothing to really talk about. And you're looking at this, I'm getting there's a problem in the past here. There's a problem in the past and you're trying to walk away from it, but you're aware that it's there. There's something about this situation that you seems to be you're connected with, and you don't want it to come forward because the situation, somebody's out of the situation, and I don't know, there's a connection here, but I feel like you're trying to stay out of something. You're trying not to revitalize the past, or maybe you weren't as happy, or you maybe gave your opinion about this person that's not in the picture any longer, and you're thinking this could be an issue. It's the challenge card with the Ten of Swords, or Ten of Wands, which means it's burdens. But in this card, this is somebody who's got all their burdens together, and they're working to keep things going. And I'm also getting that yellow cloud in the background makes me really feel like there was a problem in the past, and it's best to leave it in the past. Is that correct? Okay. Now, this is where this is out of order, because what I'm seeing is currently you got the Ten of Cups. Like you and your partner are doing fine. You're doing well. But I feel like if you haven't already, you will any moment realize that they're not as happy as they're portraying. That's where this card that I was saying before is where you're trying to keep things in a good state. Because it's feeling like if you change things, it could cause more problems than good. You don't want to break their stride, for lack of a better term. And you're feeling everything works better that way. Like everybody stays on point, everything keeps going, everything's going well. Like the home safe protection is connecting your challenge card with what you're currently experiencing with the Ten of Cups. Everything's going well right now, and you don't like. It's almost like if you upset the apple cart, you might end up spending months picking up apples, and you don't want to do that. You're feeling if you just let it ride out for the next couple months, it'll just kind of solve itself, or your partner will come forward and talk about what they want to when they're ready to. Now, when you're experiencing the Ten of Cups, your partner has the Nine of Cups, which is interesting. Because when it comes to you, they're happy. This is something else outside of them, that they're missing somebody who's not close by is what I'm thinking. It could be that you're traveling, I get that, but I'm not getting for most of you that that's the case. Because I'm getting your partner is happy with you. It's this other situation that's causing devastation, that's dragging them down. It's not you. And I feel like they're trying not to take that out on you as it is. And they might be prone to doing such a thing. Maybe not in a horrible manner, but still, they don't want to like vent it out on you. They don't want to jump on you, for lack of a better term. So I feel like that's another reason why you're kind of like trying to keep things in a positive mode, because once in a while they can do that, is what I'm getting. Now, when you're trying to keep things in a good place, your partner has the Magician card, which means they're actively trying to get over whatever the problem is. They're trying to sort it out. They're trying to get through it. I just don't feel them coming towards you with the problem. They're trying to handle it on their own. I've got the Eight of Pentacles in their spiritual position, where it's almost like they're just sorting the rest of it out. And they're like, I'm noticing there's a person here working on needlework. Is that what that is? And it's yarn. I think it's yarn. I have to say, this is a weird card. Just because of the way the fabric goes around that table, I'm just like, I feel like they're kind of secluded, though, with their feelings. And they're just working out the last couple pieces, but they prefer to work it out on their own, and they are doing that. For whatever reason, they're not coming towards you. And you're okay with that. One of the reasons you're not saying anything, though, or trying to upset the apple cart, is because where you're standing, you're seeing the Wheel of Fortune. And I'm getting what they're saying with this card is you're standing in a position where you're like, if I just let things be the way they are, things can be okay. We'll be okay. Things will be best. You know, I feel like you're standing here like, I don't really see me making things better for my partner by pushing the issue. But I do see that if I just keep going with it, maybe it'll turn things around, give them something to center on that's positive, maybe it will help pull it forward in a positive way. The wheel is also here, though, because like if you do push it, you're feeling like this could easily we could end up having a few months here that aren't that pleasant. Because you're not expecting your partner to get over this quickly. So you're like, well, if I could just kind of do it the way they want to do it, I think we can all be going, as happy as we're going to be. If I go against the grain, it could go bad. And it could be bad for a few months. Is that correct? Okay. Now, this is a weird card because I just realized I didn't talk about this till just now. Your partner has Judgment in their challenge position. What I'm getting for them, because I'm noticing the white light coming out of the angel's hand there, I'm getting it's like trying to stay upbeat, trying not to bring other people down, but also releasing the truth, really seeing it. Like, I feel like they're really going through it on their own. As long as they honestly go through it, that's okay. But I'm getting like they're sorting this out on their own. They're releasing whatever the pain is. Because I feel like that's their challenge, for it to get better and not worse. The challenge is for them not to like smolder on it and just stew and get upset, but rather go through what it was, where it is, where it's going, and just kind of like release it and try to be at peace with it. And I'm getting that the way you're kind of interacting with your partner, you're trying to let them do what they want to do. You're trying to go along with them as much as possible. I feel like you're making their life easier. That makes this more conducive for them. I'm really like sick of this part of my mouth here being weird because it feels weird. I don't know if there's anything there, but I'll check it after. Where are we ending? Now, I am definitely a person that reads a card for what the card says rather than the traditional meaning. And I've got the Five of Swords for what makes things better for you. Because I'm getting like... One of the reasons this situation has been going well this whole time is because you have been letting things go. You've been diffusing situations. You've been either blocking problems from coming towards your partner, or you've been like giving in a lot is what I'm kind of getting. to the point where you're kind of working at a detriment, all because of the situation your partner's dealing with. I feel like I feel like you've sacrificed a lot here, one way or another. I feel like you've either, maybe both, but you've either taken a few licks for your partner. In other words, if things were rough, things weren't going well, you picked up the slack, you took care of things. Or you actually literally had to diffuse things. Your partner maybe wanted to have some things, or you had to give in or change your plans. Because I feel like during this time period, you're giving a lot. You're very, very, very giving. I'm getting you're diffusing the situation constantly, and you're just kind of working at a detriment, but this is a temporary situation. Is that right? Is that right? Because I'm getting like some conflicting. They're telling me to look a little closer at the card here, so let's see. I'm getting that you're concerned. This is what's making the situation better too, because you are concerned and you're trying to keep things from getting worse. And that's what they really want to say. You're making every effort to keep things from getting worse, and you're taking on what you need to. Like, you're diffusing problems. I'm getting that again. Whatever it takes, you're diffusing problems where you can. Between you and your partner, between your partner and other people if possible. If possible, if it's in your realm to do that, you will do that. This seems to be what makes things better. Now, this is a very interesting card for the Ace of Wands. It's fire, which I do like, but it feels like it's on a path, like it's starting on that path, which makes sense to me. It's almost like the opening of a cave, going out on this path, which it is an opening of a cave, as far as I can tell. This is what makes things better for your partner. They are moving on from the situation. They are accepting it for what it is, and they're leaving it in the past, hopefully on a positive note. But they are definitely leaving the situation in the past. However this happened, that they're devastated about, it's a done deal. And they're accepting it and moving forward, hopefully with a positive note, in the sense of like hashing it out, what it was, what it is, what it's going to be, and just kind of categorizing it in a way where they can actually process it. Some of them, I understand, will kind of move on with that animosity, just kind of like, screw you, I'm out anyway, I don't care. Like, anger, they might move forward with anger, but move on all the same. It's just hopefully more of a positive note, like processing it through, this is what it was, this is what it is, this is where it's going, and just like coming to peace with it. Because that doesn't always happen, clearly. And in a general read, there's definitely going to be some people who don't. But hopefully your partner will have that ability to just let it go peacefully. Some of them they're going to be mad. They're going to be kind of angry that it's over for whatever reason, and they're going to hold some animosity that they're going to vent out over the years here and there, now and then. Some people can hold on to that for a lifetime and just only process it when they cross over, which, if that's what happens here, then that's their business. They know what they're going through. Maybe that's how it has to be. It's up to, it's their life. But hopefully it's something they're able to process through. Because when I'm seeing what happens between you and your partner, is this between you and or more them? I'm thinking it's more them, to be honest with you. I'm getting they're kind of protecting themselves. They're kind of, they might seem a little callous about the situation as they're moving on from it, but they are moving toward a better time. Like, some of them might seem a little callous, but I'm getting they're protecting their heart because they're still a little sensitive about the situation. So you might hear like harsh words about this person that's no longer in their life. You might hear something harsh along those lines, but what I'm getting is that's protecting their heart because they don't want to talk about a situation. So they're coming across a little ripe at it. You're going to realize, well, hopefully you realize it's just because they don't really want to delve into the conversation. They're just trying to protect themselves from having to deal with it. But the abundance right next to it makes me feel like they're actually doing well. it depends. Like if they get really angry and they're going on and ranting about it, that's not the same. But if they're the conversation comes up and they have some snarky remark and they move on from it, their heart is still kind of raw from the situation. They don't want to talk about it really. But the abundance is saying they are venting it out. It is kind of coming to a peaceful landing. It's going to take some time to desensitize from it. Okay, so that's Pisces relationship. I feel like it's all about this person who seems to be leaving your partner's life. And I feel like that's what this whole thing's about, and it's going to take some time to work through, but it does seem like it's okay. And I feel like you having the positive attitude, just trying to let things be okay, it seems to work, especially because I see you trying to diffuse situations, trying to take on burdens for your partner. That's what this feels like to me. The Five of Swords, it's like your other swords coming at your partner. You're like collecting these swords and keeping other things from bothering your partner. I feel like you're kind of got that protector energy going on there. That's kind of what I'm seeing. I feel like you're trying to help them, have that moment just to process stuff. It's weird. This card just seems a little strange to me from what I'm trying to remember what the other deck was, because I'm used to the other deck very much, but I like it. I'm just kind of like, it's taking me a minute. That's one of the reasons I wanted to use this deck, actually, because it makes me, see other views, see other points of view. I don't want to get too stagnant with just reading a card the same way over and over again. Let's do this. I dropped my cards on the floor. Alright, let's do Pisces single. Pisces single. Pisces single. Neither of these decks like to shuffle very much lately. Well, today I should say. I don't know if they're stiff or if I don't think it's that cold in my kitchen, but they're kind of stiff. It took me a while before I was able to turn on the camera to actually do the Pisces relationship read. Let's see, this one I'm hoping will go a little better. Eight of Swords popped out. Feeling trapped. Let's put that over to the side. Yeah. Well, that's an interesting combination. They're telling me put them down. Just put them down. Okay. And they're reminding me, like, the whole purpose of using this deck is to read what I'm seeing on the card, not to try to remember what the other deck was, because if we were going to use those images, I would have used that deck. So, let's just hold to what we have here. Because the overall, I'm getting the Five of Wands, and just the image they have with the Five of Wands, I'm kind of getting like this, something feels like it's spinning out of control. Something does feel like it's spinning out of control. Time to put those down. Alright. Now, I'm not going to judge. I'm going to resist trying to remember what the other card from the other deck is, because when I'm looking at the Five of Wands here, it feels like something is spinning out of control to me. That's my first impression. And the trust next to it is telling me, not to worry too much, that things are going to go in line here. Things are going to actually work out better than you're expecting them to, in the sense of like how it finally plays out is for your best interest. And I'm getting here with the Eight of Cups. So you got the Eight of Cups here. And I'm seeing this guy on this peninsula here with all these cups around him. And it's almost like he wants to go across to this other area. And the question is the path in front of him or not? And that seems to be where your thoughts are. Now I'm just doing my best not to allow myself to go into stagnant meanings of cards and just go with what we have here, because that's what I'm feeling with this deck. that we need to just go with what I'm seeing. And that's what I'm feeling. Like you're looking at the situation like, is there somewhere to go with this situation, or have I come to the end? And you're not really sure yet. And things feel like they're spinning out of control, but they are going to work out to your best interest. Whether you like that originally or not, or initially, I should say, that's another story, because the Eight of Swords popped out, like fell right out of the deck. That's telling me you're feeling trapped, which kind of goes with the center here. The Three of Swords with the Eight of Pentacles. Three of Swords is heartbreak. Eight of Pentacles, that's feeling like things are almost pretty much done. And I'm getting again, like I did with the first half, that table, even though it looks weird to me, it looks so strange, but it's trying to hold on to something, but realizing it's almost finished. That's what I'm getting. And the three of swords on this one, a very interesting way to work this out. They use a rose instead of an actual heart, which I'm very happy with. And that top sword, the highest sword there, seems a little bloody to me, which makes me feel like you're really kind of. It's kind of like the way it shines there with the pinkish glow. Feels like it's a battle that's already been fought, and it's just kind of like the aftermath of the situation, I should say, is just kind of coming down and becoming what it is. It's just kind of, the situation feels like it's already happened, in my opinion. At the bottom, I do see the Tower, which is telling me that you're kind of shocked how this is playing out. Again, this is a single Pisces thing, because I feel like you're very interested in somebody, and one way or another, I'm getting like they're not reciprocating, and you thought they would. That's the gist of it. You thought they were interested, and it's turning out that they're saying no. Which, the way I'm viewing this, the way it feels, it doesn't mean that they are not interested. They're just saying they're not going to do it. So like they still may be interested or still may have feelings for you. Let's do that, but they're not willing to do anything about it. Especially when I'm looking at the past with the Six of Wands, because it makes me feel like there's been. To me, this looks like success, and I can't remember what the other card looks like, and they're telling me to not do that anyway. But I'm feeling like there's success, or this seemed like it was going well in the past. And the fact that this is going a different direction, that's the Tower card. That's why it's kind of shocking. Now, I'm going towards the future here, and I'm noticing you have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords here in the future, I'm feeling like you're looking at everything that happened, and I'm getting kind of a little bit of a despondent feel here. Just kind of like how did it end up here? How did it go from feeling like it was going to be something good to ending up to being like, I have like nothing, like like you're feeling like you ended up with that heartbreak because this other person wasn't reciprocating, and you're like, how did this happen? Why did I think that this person was so interested, and then they kind of shot me down? Like, why did that happen? And I feel like you're in the future. This is the future. You're questioning that. Like, why? I'm getting here over in the environment. The Nine of Wands with the Justice. And what I'm getting here is this person isn't really, like, I feel like they're kind of, it almost feels like they're hiding a little bit. This card feels like somebody's kind of hiding. They're just kind of trying to stay away from things. There was a possibility here, but they were feeling like that possibility wasn't mature enough or strong enough to really build something from, or something they really wanted to cultivate or nurture to make something of. And I'm getting like this is a good thing for you, because the Justice card is telling me that you and this person might not have been the best match. This other person did not want to invest in the relationship is what I'm getting. They just weren't in that place. It's not right or wrong. They're just not in that place where they want to do that. And I'm getting this is for how they feel, this is best to not happen because it just wouldn't work out. The last couple cards I got here for you, the Seven of Swords and the Two of Wands, and then I'm getting on top of that is the Joy card. So the Seven of Wands is first, like you're kind of like looking back a little bit, realizing things are finished. It's typically like a thieving card, but still, that's not what I'm getting for your reading. For your reading, I'm getting you're kind of moving on. You're moving on from the situation. You're looking back a little bit, realizing it's done though. And then the Two of Wands, excuse me. It does have a Three of Wands feel to me though, but it's Two of Wands definitely. You're heading out in this new direction. See, this is weird for me because this Two of Wands is different from what I'm used to. I feel like this deck depicts things a lot differently than I'm used to, and I feel like that's why I'm kind of like getting stuck and like overthinking things when I shouldn't be. That's the whole point of using this deck, to have different thoughts, open my mind a little bit here. Because I'm getting, you're moving on, and I don't feel a sense of being tied back with this card at all, and that's not usual for what I'm used to with the Two of Wands. Because I'm not feeling you're tied to the past at all. I'm feeling like you're free and you're moving on from it, and something here, you're looking back at this other person and you're realizing, I don't know, I feel like you're looking at them in a different light, and you're realizing like that's really not going to be, that wouldn't work. Like I feel like you're looking back at some point relatively soon and you're like, I don't think that was really a good idea anyway. Like your emotions were caught up in it at one point. It felt good, you find them attractive or whatever. But I feel like you're looking back like, you know what, I don't think we match. It seems like you're moving on, and you're freeing yourself, and you're feeling like this was better. You seem to feel like this is a better outcome. Not too distant future. Which is interesting because it seems like it goes through a roller coaster of emotions here. You're in the beginning, you're elated because you think this person likes you. They somehow, however this comes forward, they seem to shoot you down. And that does upset you. That's heartbreak because you were excited about them. You thought they were really, you were attracted to them. Let's just at least put it in that context. But then it went south and they were just like, no, I don't want to do anything. In the future, I feel like you're a little despondent. You're like, I don't understand how I got to this spot. Like why did I feel that they liked me so much and then it just didn't happen? Like you're questioning why you were so confused by that. I'm getting because they kind of do like you. They don't want to nurture or invest in the relationship, so they're passing on it. But in the end, I do feel like you're realizing that's best because I feel like you're looking at this person a little closer, and you're realizing that's not really conducive for your life. Like the two of you, I just don't feel like you'd match. Something about your lives would not match at the very least, but I'm feeling like for most of you, it's personality-wise. Okay. I'm going to wrap that up there. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you.